Hi there, you guys. Today is like the most glorious day ever. It is 68 degrees outside. It is lightly misting and it is supposed to rain today. So really quickly we have to get our garden projects done because I can already feel it sprinkling. See, you can see the sky is just full of clouds, all gray, all stormy looking. So let's go ahead and get this done. First thing I need to do is I need to come through and stake up my dahlias. I guess they have just gotten a little too heavy and I need to give a couple of them extra support. This one is leaning down. This one over here is leaning. We've got one right in there that's leaning. And there's one right there that's leaning. I cannot get over this dahlia. It is so beautiful. So I'm gonna grab some wire and we'll just tie them up to each of the T-posts that we have at every single dahlia. And then the other thing I wanna do is harvest pears. This tree right here is loaded with pears. Yes, the squirrels have gotten to some of them, but they have not gotten to all of them. You can see in there are tons of pears, those little red dots. And about 4 or 5 days ago, I took a couple of pears off the tree and I put them in my windowsill to see if I could ripen them on the windowsill, and it worked amazingly. I tried a pear this morning and it was so sweet and delicious. So I think it's time to pick these pears before the squirrels get them. But first, let's go ahead and get these dahlias staked up before the rain comes in, because I think rain will just make these even heavier and they'll even be more susceptible to falling down and breaking. Luckily, none of my dahlias broke. This garden wire is the best. I wish that this one was in green because I think that would have blended in just a little bit better. But if you're purchasing garden wire, make sure you get one that has like a cutter on the end of it so that you can cut your wire. It just makes things so much easier. I've purchased rolls of this stuff before without the cutter, and it literally is just so much easier to have the cutter right there on your wire. Then you don't have to have any snips or anything else. I'm so glad that this did not break. It's still kind of taking out that T-post. I might actually give it a second T-post because I have one right here where a dahlia did not come up, just to give this one some extra support, because this row is dinner plate dahlias, so they are massive. And I think they would appreciate the extra support as they keep blooming out these massive blooms. We'll just tie this together as well. Yeah, and that's all I do for them. Now I just have to do this to the other three. This is my absolute favorite weather to garden in, when there's just like a light mist. It's not really raining, it's just misting outside. It makes it so pleasant to be outside. Oh, and I love an overcast day. If I could live in Seattle, Washington, where there's just like overcast weather all the time, it's probably where I would live. I truly hope it does storm today because we really need the rain. We have not had rain in 3 weeks, at least. All finished, and the dahlia field looks a lot better. It's completely staked up again. My first purple dahlia is coming in. This is Thomas Edison. I'm so excited about this one. It's supposed to be a big dinner plate purple dahlia. Purple is one of my favorite colors. Now let's get into harvesting those pears before the squirrels get them. We have a giant fruit picker back here that was left by the previous owner. And we keep it hung up on our fence over here. And that's what it looks like. It just has tongs on the end and a little basket, and it's attached to a wooden stick that is super duper long. And that's how we harvest everything. He used to harvest peaches, pears, and apples here. I'm really glad he left that fruit picker for us because I know we'll use it. All right, let's see how many pears we harvest. There's some low-hanging fruit, so I guess we'll grab that first. Every time I think of pruning this low-hanging branch, I remember it's so much easier to pick pears from a low branch than it is a high branch. So I've been keeping these even though they're kind of in the way. It's just nice to be able to pick fruit like that. I mean, that's so much easier than having to have like a whole piece of equipment and getting all up into the tree. I like this type of picking. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 pears from just that little branch. Awesome. Aren't they so pretty? I love the look of pears. Wow, and that's all the pears just from the low-hanging fruit. This is so many pears. Wow. Now it's time for the taller fruit. And just like that, 3 pears plus 1 fell on the ground, but wow, these ones are a lot bigger because they were further up in the tree. I've noticed those get a little bit bigger and they ripen just a little bit better. Like, look at those. So pretty. I love pears. They're like a lighter apple. Matt does not like these at all, which is kind of shocking because there are not many things that I like and Matt doesn't. It's normally the opposite way around. I'm super picky, he's not. As much as I want to sit and just eat the rest of this pear, I feel like we need to go ahead and just pick the rest of this fruit and not just sit here and eat this pear because I know the storm is coming. Yeah, they get so much bigger in the tops of the tree. All of those. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I'm getting better at picking fruit. I'm picking 6 at a time. All right, you guys, I got most of the fruit out of the tree. There's still a couple of fruits really, really high up there that I cannot get. I would have to have a ladder. I'm not doing all that. That fruit can just drop and we'll make sure to collect it. There's some fruit on the ground over here that they have dropped. We'll be sure to pick those up pretty quickly because if you don't pick up your fallen fruit, it will just rot in place and you will have a big hornets problem. Literally, I learned that my first year. When we first moved in, we had a massive apple tree and it produced so many apples, like over 300 apples a year, literally. And we could not keep up with the harvest. Like, I would come out there every day and I would have a basket full of apples for probably 4 or 5 weeks straight. And I still could not get all the fruit. Like, it would just fall on the ground. It made a huge mess and we never cleaned it up. And then we had a massive hornets problem. Yeah, so don't leave your fruit rotting on the ground or you'll have bugs and they're not the good ones. I think next week I'm gonna go to Sam's Club and order a big box of pie crust and I'm gonna make little mini pear pies and I'm gonna freeze them and then we can bake them whenever we want them. I'll also probably try to make a pear jam. I'm not a huge jam person, but Matt does like jam. I don't think I've ever seen him eat a pear jam before or jelly, so maybe we'll try that as well. And I might give some away to my neighbors because I'm not sure if we'll use all of these. I also had 4 really beautiful pears right here that smashed and hit the ground. And so they have like cracks in them. I'll just be sure to eat these today or use them up today These will be the first ones we go for. Oh, they're rolling down the hill. These will be the first ones we go for eating because they won't last more than like a day or two. All right, so let's count these pears because I'm genuinely curious how many I have. 1, 2, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 101 pears. Wow. In case anyone has wondered what 101 pears looks like. Oh my goodness, I'm so proud. You guys, I cannot believe that this is 101 pears. I'm so excited. We normally do not get a harvest as big as this, and that's because normally I let most of the fruit drop and the squirrels get it. I'm not even gonna lie. But this year, I feel like I harvested right at the appropriate time. They're just now starting to ripe, but they're not so ripe that the squirrels have just taken every single one. These will ripen just fine on a windowsill, and it normally takes them only about 5 days to ripen, so I definitely have some pear pies in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Do you have any fruit trees? Have you harvested any fruit from your garden this season? How much fruit do you get from your fruit trees? Because like, this is so much fruit. And honestly, it just makes me so excited that I can make something with these that I know that we'll eat for a while. Like, we love little mini pear pies and tarts. Oh, they're so good. So we'll definitely use up pretty much all of these, I guarantee you, over the year anyways. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys around for whatever video I come up with for next time, and I guarantee you it's not gonna be a harvest this large. This might be the largest harvest we get of the season, other than tomatoes. I anticipate our tomato harvest to be quite bountiful. Thanks for watching. Bye guys. I'm so glad that we got that all done before it started to really rain. It's just now starting to mist a little bit more heavily, but the weather today has been so nice.